welcome back to my channel. It's your spiritual big sis, Yana the Mystic. I ain't gonna tell you shit wrong. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Over here I make self-development content as well as content related to my other interests, which includes music, beauty, fashion, spirituality, and whatever else, because I'm a multi-passionate being, okay? And if you're returning, thank you for returning back to my channel. Y'all, we're gonna get into this video today. If you can tell by the title of today's video, I'm gonna be talking about not limiting yourself, okay? So let's hop right in. Okay, so as someone who considers themselves a dreamer, a visionary, I cannot help but observe how many people out here aren't living up to their fullest potential and self-actualizing. They're not living the life of their dreams. They're not even working towards that life because they have settled for something less than what they actually wanted. And a lot of this comes down to them being limited and limiting themselves. But the truth is there are no limits. Like, you're only literally as limited as your self-perception and your imagination. If you could overcome the limitations of those two things, like literally anything is possible, because limits don't really exist. The limit doesn't exist, okay? Cue the Mean Girls. Y'all have to understand, we are born knowing that there are infinite possibilities. There are infinite decisions we can make in our life. There are infinite dreams that you can actualize in this life. But over time, we develop limitations, rather that be through societal conditioning, the guidance of your parents, your family, or whatever the case. We learn to limit ourselves and to settle for less, because if your dream is something outside of the norm, then it's considered like a pipe dream or a risk or whatever. And a lot of people are risk averse, and that's why you see a lot of people living mediocre lives, if we being quite honest. But the truth is, guidance we receive from a lot of these people, from society and stuff, these are people who are also had limits placed on themselves, or people who also limit themselves. And sometimes if you're not careful, you can internalize people's limitations. Because let me tell you something. Anything is possible. Literally anything is possible. If you seeing somebody do something that you want to do, that means it's possible. And even if you don't see somebody doing what you want to do, that means you could be the first to do it, okay? Anything is possible. I made a video on this a while back saying how everything literally starts in imagination. This apartment building I'm living in, it was somebody's imagination first. This chair, my phone, the camera, like all of these things started as an idea or imagination in somebody's head. And I'm sure people told these people like, oh, you know, this is not possible. You can't do this. You can't do that. People hear this shit all the time. But you know, the people who actually do it, they don't listen to those limitations. They know innately that they're not limited and that no one can limit them except themselves. A lot of times we know who we want to be, we know what we want in life, we know all of these things, but we talk ourselves out of it. You know, we say like, oh, I can't do it because of this and that. I can't have it because of this and that. And the question you need to really be asking yourself is why? Why can't I have it? Why can't I be this person? Why can't I do this thing? Like, and once you start really asking those questions, you'll start really seeing that you're giving yourself excuses not to go after the thing you want, not to be the person you want to be. You're giving yourself excuses and an out not to do that. But really, you got to change the conversation as to why can't it be me? Why it should be me, actually. You need to feel a little bit entitled to the shit you want in life in order to get it. People who get what they want in life, they literally refuse to settle for less. They feel entitled to the things they want. They feel entitled to the good life. They feel entitled to have these things. They feel like they deserve these things, and so they get those things. And a lot of times you have to deal with the root issue of why you feel like it can't be you, why you feel like you can't have that thing, you can't be that person. You need to get to that root issue, because a lot of it comes down to unworthiness and feeling like you don't deserve the shit that you want. You have to start knowing that you deserve the best. Like, you have to start knowing that you deserve the life you want. I know, like, especially if you come from like religious upbringing and like the conversations that are going on in the world, like suffering is something that's very normalized as a part of life. But me, I kind of like to live like a hedonistic kind of lifestyle. I feel like life should be enjoyable. Like, I don't feel that I'm here to suffer and live some life that I don't like or whatever the case is, because otherwise, why the hell am I here? If we being honest, why am I here? So yeah, I feel like you should do everything in your power to make your life what you want it to be, and know that there are no limits to your life. Don't let people limit you either. I don't even like to share my dreams, my goals, my visions with people, because a lot of times people will either limit, like, try to place their limitations or make you doubt yourself or question your decisions. But you got to realize, just because they're limited in that experience doesn't mean it applies to you, because not everybody's capable of having and doing the things that you are, and you have to know yourself to know what's possible for you. That said, just because somebody say that you can't do it don't mean that you can't. A lot of times what they're really saying is, I can't do it, and so I don't know how you can do it. And that's just what that is, and you can't internalize that conversation. You have to consistently remind yourself that anything is possible. There are no limits except the ones I place on myself. And again, a lot of people are also limited by the perception of themselves. They don't see themselves as deserving those things. They don't see themselves stepping into that role. And that's like some self-concept work that you have to do. I might make a video on self-concept. If you want me to make a video on self-concept, definitely let me know and I will do that. But yeah, you have to work on your concept, basically how you see yourself, so that you can become a match for that thing. I'm big on spirituality, and so I feel like you have to be a match for the thing that you want. And becoming a match means being the person who's capable of having that, being the person who's capable of creating that. So sometimes that means changing your habits, changing the things you do, changing the way you think about yourself, changing the way you see that goal or that thing, seeing it as more attainable. So you have to do what you have to do when it comes to that. So you have to upgrade your idea of who you are, and also upgrade your imagination. Like I said, you're only as limited as what you can imagine for yourself. If you can't imagine beyond your circumstances, you're going to constantly experience what you're already experiencing. And so you have to be able to see beyond your present circumstances. You have to be able to see beyond what you've already experienced. Sometimes you just got to go look for that inspiration. Go see what other people are doing. Go see how they're doing things. Follow people who are doing the things that you want to do, and look at what they do. Look at what their daily life looks like. Sometimes we don't have that in-person representation, but with the internet, with social media, you have a lot of examples. I'm sure you can find somebody who's doing what you want to do, or who has made it from where you came from, who can give you advice, insight, or you can just watch and observe the things they do and apply those things to your life. That said, there are no excuses to go out here and get the life you want. You just got to do it. You got to get to it. You have to block out the negativity. You got to block out the limitations, and you have to be the one. It doesn't matter what anyone else say. It doesn't matter if anybody else doubts you, they don't believe in you, or whatever the case is. You have to believe in yourself, and you have to know that you're limitless, because yeah, people ain't gonna believe it till they see it, but you already see it, so believe it. So guys, I just wanted to come up here and give that quick message. If it resonated with y'all, let me know. Let me know down in the comment section if you've been limiting yourself, or if you're stepping out of your comfort zone, or if you just want to leave a comment, just let me know, okay? So I hope you guys like this video. If you did, like, share, and subscribe, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.